What's going on, guys? My name is Arrow, and in today's video, I want to talk to you about what I believe the biggest problem is in PoE 2. A lot of people found Magic Find in PoE 1 to be a big problem. Magic Find included both rarity and quantity. PoE 1, rarity makes items drop with a higher rarity level, so magic instead of normal, unique instead of rare, etc. Didn't have any effect on currency. Now, sometimes rarity could affect some mob explosions where they would drop a certain number of items, like all items get converted into something else, and rarity would have an impact on that. But otherwise, rarity was basically just designed to make items appear more rare on the ground. It outside of those conversions was not actually that useful. So when item quantity was removed going into 3.2.5, rarity stacking became the main source of Magic Find. It felt like it was useful for just about every character to get somewhere between 50 and 150 rarity, which you could do with a flask or a rarity support gem or some rarity on gear, and it would return you much more gold than you would otherwise get, and then improve your drops a little bit. In PoE 2, it is all changed. Rarity now affects nearly all aspects of things that drop on the ground. It can make items go up in class, like original PoE 1 rarity, but there is much, much more. There are 10 tiers of rarity, and any item that drops can get to tier 10, and it is basically a sliding scale where the higher you go on that rarity, the more likely you are to drop a more rare item, and a number of other factors. Rarity on the map will impact these drops, but also rarity on your character. Higher tiers of rarity mean a lot of things. Number 1, rarer currency. If the game rolled a currency drop and it was planning on dropping you a Scroll of Wisdom, it may now drop an Orb of Alchemy. Similarly, if it was planning on dropping a Chaos Orb, it may now drop an Exalt or a Divine. If it was going to drop a Sacred Orb, if those exist, it may drop a Mirror. This has never been seen before in PoE. In PoE 1, you had to also scale quantity in order to get more currency drops to have better shots at the rare currency. Rarity affecting currency will have major implications on the economy and how people build their characters. Number 2, rarity blocks bad base types from dropping. With a lot of rarity and high rolls, you simply will not get low base items to drop. So you will be significantly more likely to not drop things like a rusted sword, but instead get the best sword base. This on its own doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but then another impact of rarity is that rarity increases the chance that you find better rares. At tier 5 out of 10, you'll start to see tiered rare items. These will drop with a tier next to them 1 through 5. This is a bit confusing as tier 5 rares will drop at tier 10 rarity, but look at it this way. Once you start to get into the higher tiers of rarity, you'll actually get tiered items. These tiered items now have minimum rolls for mods. We don't know exactly what these are, but just to create a hypothetical, let's say a tier 5 rare can't have anything worse than a tier 3 roll on it. That makes you significantly more likely to see really well rolled items, boots with 35 move speed, tier 1 life, triple tier 1 res, and it's likely to be on a better base type. The more rarity you add, the more likely you are to go up in the tiers of rarity to get towards that tier 10. This is effectively juiced up smart loot, which we saw in PoE 1, and resulted in really strong items coming off of things like the Kalgur ships. That is not all that rarity does, though. Rarity also acts as a gatekeeper for more rare uniques. The rarest uniques will only drop at certain tiers of rarity, so you may need tier 9 in order to see a headhunter, or tier 10 for a Mageblood that probably doesn't exist anymore. The result is you have one stat that can roll on a number of different items. The result, we have one stat that now makes it so everything that drops on the ground is going to be better. Rarity will definitely be on gear in PoE 2. We've seen soul cores like this one with a 10% rarity mod. You'll be able to get, I believe, 7 by default in your armors without using any corruptions. And then there's going to be rarity on gear as well. Players are likely to be able to get several 100% rarity in the endgame. So is this a good thing? I don't believe so. I think with rarity being so incredibly powerful and all-encompassing, it's going to feel mandatory to run rarity on gear. At least in PoE 1, Magic Finding required you to balance quantity and rarity. Now you just need one stat, and that one stat is going to be stronger than quant and rarity combined. One of the problems with Magic Find is that a lot of players like it because it results in better items dropping. Of course, when you drop a Headhunter, you're not going to think, I wish I didn't have so much rarity on my character. You're going to be happy about the Headhunter drop. So Magic Finding being so inherently rewarding definitely biases players towards favoring it. I don't necessarily think that there should be no rarity in the game, but I'm definitely concerned about the prospects of build making when you can get rarity in so many different spots. The reason that I say that this is PoE 2's biggest problem is because I think it's going to be really difficult to balance this rarity. Players will feel like it is mandatory because dropping loot on the ground is the reason that we play these games. So hopefully GGG can balance the rarity out and make it feel not so completely mandatory. I'd rather have a lot more rarity on the zones that you're running, make them more challenging, and give you more rarity in return, and not just make you put it on every single gear piece. So what do you think? I imagine this is going to be a pretty controversial video. Even though I don't really feel like I'm dying on the hill of no magic find, I'm sure some of the comments will reflect that. I am so excited for PoE 2. This is honestly the only thing that I can think of that I'm not excited for. I actually love the new rarity system. I think it's really cool that it affects currency, gives you reasons to pick up loot off the ground. I'm really excited for the rare tier system. I just hope it doesn't get out of hand with Magic Find. If you like this sort of content, make sure you like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Click that little notification bell if you want to. And also make sure you stop by my Twitch. Maybe drop a Twitch Prime. Twitch.tv/AER0__. Links are all in the description down below. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, take care.